Hey guys. Hey guys, how you doing? What's going on? I do want to do a game, not right at this moment, but I do want to come up with a game called Game On, and it'll be Team Ryan, Team Ken. Who was the better person at in this moment? And I really do want to do that. So I think that'll be fun. Good morning to everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Please hit the like button. I appreciate it. Get all the love in the chat. Lady Blue, Milk Honey Mayhem, Stasia, Kathleen. Who else? That's it. We have nobody here this morning. We'll cancel it and come back. I'm joking. I'm joking. Let's see. Oh, that's great. Good, Lady Blue. I'm glad. Hey, Ron, how you doing? Penelope, how you doing? How is everybody? Good, good, good. I'm gonna go turn some air on, so hang on a second. All right, I'm back. Aunt Edna, how are you? How's everybody? Good morning. I got a good show, good news show for you. Good news show for you. Good news show for you guys. I put out 3 videos already this morning for you too. So yeah, I've been on the ball. I got videos I'm putting out on all the channels today. I am fighting against fighting here. Those that know. Jameson. What you got there? Yeah. Aunt Edna. We'll just give it a few minutes and then we'll get going. Did you guys see Eric Carroll interview Corey Harrison from Pawn Stars? Gonna do a video about that too. On Everybody Has a Story to Tell with Toddy One Skip. I got quite a few videos. I got a whole list of videos going out today. Folks, that's right. Thank you, Kathleen. Thank you. I appreciate it. Well, I didn't do that one yet. Because I didn't do that. Stasia, Penelope. Yeah. All right. Okay. So there's a few of you that aren't talking. You're in the window. That's right. To the producers of the Toddy Show, Milo and Danny. Well, Milo is eating a marrow bone from the butcher. Danny don't care. She's hanging here. Dear Jane, how you feeling? How you doing, dear Jane? It's good to see you. Please reach out to me. I would love to do, I have so many questions to ask you. I'd love to do a video, just not a live stream, just a video. Pixie Sparkle, it's good to see you. How are you? Glad you can make it. Today is my Monday, meaning I go to work. I'm sorry. Sorry about that, Stasia. I get it. Trust me, I get it. I'm glad you're feeling better. So, took you a long time, so hopefully you won't get that again, huh? Danny, what are you doing? Danny Banani? What are you doing, you little sloth? She's a cute dog, my dog. Yeah, reach out to me, please. Toddy1skip@gmail.com, and I'll have your email and I'll reach back out to you. Please, dear Jane. That's your brother making that noise with the marrow bone. Yeah. All right, let's get going. You guys ready to get going? Because I got to take care of them. It was raining earlier and I couldn't take care of them. Cynthia, how you doing? Okay, good. Thank you, dear Jane. Thank you. Because I really do. I have questions and legitimate questions. I'd really love to talk to you At your earliest convenience, man. I got a list of questions. I'm not lying. Stella Flamingo in the house. Danny Hero jumped off the little platform here. All right, guys. Okay, let's get into this. We're going to get right into Ryan Anderson, who, man, is he a massive piece of crap. Let's check him out. Where'd he go? Where'd he go? There we go. Good morning.
Was not in my life. I've said that
Ryan
a
Anderson.
million times.
This is from Foxy True Crime.
Raised by my mom.
I could do it today if you want to, dear Jane. Whenever, I mean, I'm asking you for the favor, so.
Mother, you know, I'm a mama's boy. I will say that.
Yeah, one excuse after another for being a horrible human being here. He's starting to backpedal and treating us like we have no memory.
I'm a mama's boy, but you gotta realize I'm talking to a woman who did what she did to her mother, right?
Yeah, so he's trying to impress a woman that did what she did to her mother. So you guys understand, remember when we would say to him, hey, do you understand the crime? And he would say, yeah, she didn't do it. Yeah, it was the boy. Yeah, it was the other guy. Now he's saying, see, I was being a dirty son of a bitch because look at who I was talking to. And I had to let her think that way. This Foxy True Crime. Thank you, James.
And she's asking me for my deepest, darkest secret. And imagine
why was she asking? See, sometimes you got to just say you're right. I told you she was going to ask for that shit, right? I told you because she was going to use it as a weapon against him. Ammunition. Bingo.
I'm talking to a woman who did what she did, what she's in prison for, right?
That's right. And you fell in love with her. So now, you see what he's trying to say? He's trying to say now, that he had to be so despicable because of the woman he fell in love with. The woman he wanted to protect us against, right? That's the same person, so he can't have it both ways. Everybody was calling him out. Yeah.
So I wanted to be a little racy. So I said, yeah, did that.
A little racy. Okay. That's not racy. It's a crime. It's criminal.
Wasn't my stepmother, though. My dad was not.
Okay, so now we're getting the stepmom thing. Bullshit.
Married to that woman. My dad had dated that woman.
He called her the stepmom.
They were never living.
We didn't call her the stepmom. We knew nothing until he called him a stepmom. He said stepmom, right? Gypsy said stepmom. He said, can't let my mama know about that.
Yeah, they weren't living together when I did what I did.
Remember?
You know, I didn't know her as my stepmom, but that's what I said on the phone as a joke. Racy.
Was it a joke? No, racy. So, okay. Hey, Penny, the hillbilly drunkard. How you doing? So he's trying to act like it didn't happen. He only said it happened only to make him seem a little like a bad boy for Gypsy, like a bad boy, right?
Being racy to a woman who I was waiting for her secret to be something like, oh, I went in the bedroom or some shit.
Yeah, she's not stupid enough to put that on the fucking phone, dumbass.
Shit like that. So I just made it racy. Now, y'all can believe me if you want.
I don't believe you.
Care.
I know you care.
I don't care. That's why I've never.
I know you care.
Addressed it before because.
You didn't address it before because we didn't know about it. Now we know about it. You have to address it before because people are bringing it to your attention.
Not that big a deal. To me, it's not because she wasn't.
It was a huge deal because you said you can't let that out. Gypsy, you can't let that out. We heard that. See, he's acting like we never heard these calls now. Best thing for him to do is say, shush.
My stepmom.
Nothing.
She was an older woman who once dated my dad. But I never knew her as my stepmom, never
Get
called her
rid
my
of this
stepmom.
person.
Never
Get
around
rid
her
of
when I was a
this bag of
kid.
shit right here.
Nothing. And
Get
anything,
rid
I
of
was
the person
19 years
that's
old. She
trying
took
to
advantage
put
of a teen.
Nigger. I knew this person. I'm sick of giving people benefit of the doubt here. Look at this fucking idiot that's going to go ahead and put that word, right? Just block him. Block him, Jamie. Go ahead and block him. And you know what? Go ahead and get that channel because we're going to get that person's real name. Make sure everybody knows who they are. Do it, please. Get it. And I'm going to do what I got to do to get the real name. So get it, please.
Major. Your honest opinion. That's. I'm just calling it like I see it. That's why I don't ever talk about it because I don't even remember the shit happening.
I bet you that person lives in Tennessee. You want to bet?
Like.
Let me find out. I'll put their ass right out here. I promise with a picture of them.
But I did that to tell Gypsy something racy. Jamie. I mean, apparently the dude she's with now told her something really racy that he did when he was not.
So now he's going straight over to who? To Ken? Now he's going to throw his shit on Ken. That's why we need this game, right? We need Team Ryan, Team Ken, a game called Game On. Red, yes. Blue, no.
19. I don't want to get into that because it's
Don't
none of
worry
my
about
business.
it, Kathleen.
But I'm being honest about now people are saying
I need the names because we're going to look them up and we're going to put their face on here.
the stepmom thing was something else. Like they just
right next door to Ryan Anderson, because you know half the people trolling Ryan, seriously, have shit on their own record. You know that, right? Ryan needs to look into that. He's got over 100,000 views. Can you imagine if he turned on some of these people that have turned on him with real records to show shit?
Find stories. And it's crazy. It's fucking just crazy. But anyway, I just wanted to address that. Didn't happen like that. I was 19. Lady was not.
It happened. So I'm trying to understand what didn't happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, what didn't happen? Because it seems like you just keep saying it happened. The only difference is that they weren't married at the time. Was it later? Did they get a divorce? Because it happened. We heard you on the phone acting really concerned about it, right? Or you just lied to Gypsy? So there's a lie here somewhere. Which one was it?
Yeah. I said stepmom because she dated my dad.
Well, why not just somebody that my dad dated briefly? We had a little fling.
Dated my dad. But they weren't together at the time. They weren't living together. But I don't really remember it. And
it was your first time, buddy. What do you mean you don't remember it?
I think I even said that in the phone call. So people are saying I slept with my stepmother. I've heard that 1,000 times.
Well, you said it. The thing is that we didn't get that out of the air. We heard it. He said it. So Gypsy repeated it, and he said, "Oh no, you can't let anybody know about that."
Okay.
But he put it on a recorded line.
You gotta realize this isn't anything, but like if you know my story, you know that I've been in recovery for 15 years, 16 now. Like I've been clean and sober for just 16 years. So, shit, people grow.
Well, you need a PR person because what you need to do is you need to say, "Hey, listen, I had a drug problem. I was messed up. I was all over the place. And as Gypsy let y'all know, I'm on, medication that helps keep me sober. And back then, I did some horrible things that I'm very sorry for. And unfortunately, that was one of them. I'm terribly sorry. My family has moved past that now. End of story. But not what he's doing. What he's doing is there's all this Swiss cheese. I mean, he makes it worse on himself.
People change. What?
But you didn't change. You just got caught.
What? I don't give you a treat. You ain't getting no more treats from me. You're not. You're not. You are not.
And he gives her one, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, I lied there. Pixie's gonna get another treat. Like Pixie, I can't deny that. Pixie's gonna get a treat. It just is what it is. Pixie's gonna get a treat. Now, my niece texted me the other day when I went live and told me that people actually have like 2 devices and turn my live on, and then they go live and show my live and just sit there and talk shit about me.
That's true. That's what they do. You got people that record this and just put up your whole stream. That's what I'm getting this from. I'm just adding to it. But you got people doing that too because you're a public figure. And look at the way you're figuring. I mean, so you got a choice. You have 100,000 people. Change something.
And I have no life.
Virginia, how you doing?
Good morning. Go live to watch me.
Now, see that? I agree with him. He has no life, but people go live to watch him. That's true. That's 100% true. I don't think he has a life, to be honest with you. He's always sitting on his couch. He's a mess right now. He needs to go get some help. But this is his income. But he needs to come clean instead of this mess.
And then pick on me with their little friend group, who's nothing but a bunch of haters anyway. I mean, if they weren't talking about me, they would probably eat each other alive, right? Like, let's be honest. If they weren't talking about me, they would eat each other fucking alive because that's what haters do. I mean, just awful people. I'm into spreading love and joy, not hate.
No, you're not. No, you're not. You were making fun of people. You want to say that you weren't, but you were making fun of B Money. I don't care what you said. Yes, you were.
And bullshit. But haters spread bullshit. This is what it is. Brittany, thank you for that.
His whole attitude is, it is what it is. Fucking change it and don't make it that.
Aiden Mans, thank you for that. So, you know, people was Ryan's stepmom. Yeah, she wasn't my stepmother at the time.
Okay, so it was his stepmom at some time. It just wasn't somebody that his dad dated. You see what I'm saying? Just in this little bit of time, he lies. And then he gets pissed when we call him out on his lies. It was somebody my dad dated. Now, at the time, she wasn't his stepmom. Like that. So I don't believe anything you're saying.
Like I said, I was 19. I don't remember it, but apparently it happened.
Buddy, it was your first time. Okay, so what? The stepmom called Gypsy and told Gypsy? See, this is more bullshit. How you doing, Edie? Hey, Bubba, how you doing? I mean, you see what I'm saying? This is just crazy because he says he doesn't remember it. So how did Gypsy find out about it?
Never happened again, but whatever. Anyway, Ryan, go drink vodka. Why would I drink? I don't drink anything.
I don't think that's good. I don't think anybody should be telling anybody to do shit like that.
Go drink vodka.
Especially when somebody you know has some sort. He has an addiction problem here, but he lies. And he's never, there's a thing called dope fiend behavior. That's what this is. It doesn't mean he's actively using, but he's got that. He's not going to tell the truth. He's going to get away with it. He doesn't care. He doesn't care. He doesn't care. That's dope fiend behavior. Just own your shit. Grow. You said you want to grow from it. Grow. You got to own it to grow from it.
No, thank you. Thank you, though. That's what you can come up with?
That's not what I could come up with. I used to be a counselor, man. I'm telling you the truth.
Blocked every other name you come up with.
Edie Cook in the house.
You're a punk because you hide behind that. Like,
I agree, Jim.
I just love it. I love it. I think that's why I still go live, just to piss off a couple people. I think it's hilarious to me. That girl, Deja, thank you. Thank you for become number 351 fan in my fan club. Thank you, Deja. All right. Well, since I can't go live with people, you know, because my friends don't deserve that shit, period. Like, I don't care. Nobody deserves that hate. Like, what y'all said.
But at one point, didn't you think that Dee Dee Blanchard, who you never met, deserved what she got, and Nick deserves to be where he's at? How's that work?
Conrad was fucking bullshit. And if I had done the shit y'all said, I would be in jail, right?
That's not true. That's not true. That's not true. You wouldn't be in jail for doing something in the privacy of your home unless somebody reported it. So that's not true. You did what you said you did. And you can't change that. You can only never do it again. And if that's really a fucking something that you did, you need help, man. Go get help. Because you shouldn't be able to look at a child and excite yourself. There's something wrong with that. And there's plenty of people that do it. And they're not caught yet. So don't sit there and say that. Don't say that.
Use your brain, right? I wouldn't have been a teacher. I wouldn't have. And then there's...
Maybe that's why you were a teacher. No. See, you said something. I've been accused of shit, but people have made up fucking stories about me. You never see a real person there. You never see a place or a time or anything. All you see is somebody that went to ChatGPT and an erotic story about a woman and a young person. Because where's the parent there? Okay? You said this about yourself. I never said that shit because it never fucking happened. You were caught because you said it, dum-dum. There's a difference there. You said it.
This rumor that I called my special needs kids the R word.
Up so early,
Me and Gypsy were going to name our daughter Renee. That's in the phone call somewhere. Somebody find it. And when I said little Riri gonna pee-pee, they all of a sudden heard, where did that come from?
So now he's trying to say that the R word was used for a daughter that they never had.
See what I'm saying? Everything out of context. everything out of context. Ryan's on all fours. No, that was your mama last night.
See, here we go again. He doesn't need to say that. Just block him. Just block him. Be safe. Be safe. Just block him. Just block him. Susan says
Anyway.
so. I got a problem with you right now. Right now, I got a problem with you.
Like crazy. Anyway, there's Pixie Pix, Team Pixie Pix jersey.
Thank you so
still
much.
Got the black one, but
Susan,
I just
for
got
sending
this
me a treat, but still got a problem with you.
Pink one. Now people went nuts for the pink one. I'm not gonna lie. People went nuts for the pink one. Look, just got it in.
Look at that. I mean, like, he just spent money on these shirts. I don't know how good they are or anything, but I know he spent money on them. And they're against terms of service, I heard. Yeah, I don't want to say it. I don't want to say it publicly. Seriously. But I do want to ask you a question. I'm not mad at you, but I want to ask you something.
Pixie, I haven't wrote a name on it yet. I haven't done anything with it
yet.
Safe
though, driving up there.
And, yeah, it's beautiful. But first I got to give this one away. And then this one. Now, I know people are mad. Oh, shit.
All right, so I just want to tell you, the direction's wrong for what you told me, Susan. The direction is wrong for what you told me, okay?
For the giraffe. Shell, you want your name on that pink one? Lil Ryan is scared of comments. No, I just don't need any fucking hate. Not scared of comments. I just don't want y'all to misread some bullshit. So, you go if you want to spread hate.
Susan's one of my good people. I like Susan. Susan's cool. But I do want to ask you something.
You go create a video about it saying your lies. So go ahead. You're not going to do it on my fucking live and like be the star on my live. Go.
Nobody's a star on your live.
Fuck yourself, Lil Ryan, scared of comments.
See, this is the stuff. Like, if you're really sorry, that's not the way that you go about that. If you are truly sorry about what you said, accept the hate and just say, listen, I don't want you. I mean, handle yourself better. You're handling yourself the same way you did before you changed. So where's the change?
Give me a break. How many names you gonna create? Anyway, Shell sent that giraffe. Shell,
you got to get their IRL. And then you get their name and shit.
We'll have the first name on the pink.
That's what I was told. That's what's going on, man. There's a few people that are getting that shit now, and they've gotten information. I've seen shit.
Pink one, Shell. Boom. First name on the pink one, Shell. All right, guys. Since I don't battle anymore.
So here's the thing. Here's what he's doing. So listen. So he doesn't battle anymore, but he does. He's battling this woman named Ella. I think she's 20 years old. I don't know. I don't know. I don't like the way it looks, to be honest with you, because I think I don't know. I think Ella's a little weak-minded for him, and I don't mean slow. I just mean, I don't know. I just think that he's taking advantage of her. That's what I think. But I could be wrong. Maybe she's taking advantage of him, but I think he's taking advantage of her. You check that out on your own. I'm not saying anything bad about Ella, by the way. I just think that Ryan's not making her look good. That's all.
More to get your name on these jerseys, you have to send coins just right here. All right, get your names on the jerseys. I'm still gonna do my thing. I'm gonna get the jersey to people.
I agree with you 1,000,000%, Susan. Sorry without changing is just manipulation.
All right.
Hey, but Patricia, good to see you.
You know how to get your big name.
Watch.
Name on there. It's at the bottom. It's a big gift. You know, but.
See, you got to give him stuff. You're paying for those fucking. He's not giving anything away. Maybe those jerseys. Maybe those jerseys are $35-$40, right? He's getting at least $400, $500 to do the jersey. So I read, not that I read, I take that back. Who's that woman that sees things sideways? Not Gypsy Rose. She's a real content creator. She kind of looks like Jess Coast. She has blonde hair, big glasses. She's an older woman. Something weird TV or something like that. She read the terms of service, and he's not allowed to do that.
I'm going to pick who I send the jersey to. You can't do a raffle. I'm not going to do a raffle. But just know at the end of the live, I see who.
You know what? Aunt Edna, ding, 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 ding. You're absolutely right. I never thought of it like that, but it's hitting the dopamine. You are 1,000,000% right there, Aunt Edna. I agree 1,000,000% with that. He's got those that don't know, he's got a gambling problem, and this is exactly what it is. Yeah, that's the channel. It's getting weird. She read. Did you see where she read that?
It, and then that's how I'll write the names. But Shell is the first one on the Team Pixie pink one. Shell, you are the first one.
Shell, you are the first one on the pink Team Gypsy on the Pixie shirt. The first one. Good morning, Kane. I'm sorry, Kane. How you doing, man? It's good to see you again. I've seen you before. It's good to see you again. Yeah, no, she did do something.
And I also got a white Team Ryan. Although a lot of people aren't Team Ryan right now. Why would they be with all the hate being spread around me, right?
See, somebody just gave him a corgi.
Oh, bullshit, but whatever.
I hate when he keeps calling it bullshit. That means he'll never own it. And he needs to own that.
I got a white and pink Team Ryan one. A white and pink.
Because pink and purple's his favorite color.
Katie Davis, what up, sweetie? Katie Davis, you are amazing. Don't forget that. And then I have a white and pink Team Ryan.
He's trying to sell a product there. Who would want to wear that ever, especially after all this shit? You know, I'm serious.
And then look, I'm wearing the orange Astros, but I got a Orioles color. Orange and black. The reason I went with these colors too is because I can write on them with a black marker.
But he got a black marker.
I got tired of not having a good marker, but people love the pink Team Pixie. And that's the one I'll do tonight.
You told me that before,
so
Kane.
If you want to get your name on a jersey for a chance to get the Team Pixie pink, you know what you have to do. Like for 5K, you get on the sleeve, 10K, you get on the bottom, and you're in the finals for it. So just remember that. I can't battle anybody. I don't really want to battle anybody.
He does end up battling someone.
When I go live with people, haters run over there and tell them awful shit about me, stuff that's so untrue.
Who's Cindy Dub?
Don't care. They don't care. It's not their life. Shell, thank you for the corgi, sweetie. Thank you. Let's see.
Yeah, but they're whatchamacallit markers. They're fabric markers, I believe.
Let's see. Katie Davis, you are awesome.
They're fabric markers.
Cindy Dub.
Listen, I just wanted to cover real quick what he was doing, and that was the end of it anyway. Here's a feel-good dolly. I put up some videos on him, and I got more videos to put up on him.
I saw an ad the other day.
So this is a feel-good dolly.
They said, you too can look like Dolly Parton for only $500. Boy, I wish I'd have seen that ad before I dished out the millions it cost me to look like Dolly Parton.
You gotta love Dolly.
Exercise?
Not much. I'm lazy.
What kind of exercise would you do if you were going to exercise? You run?
Guys, those that don't know, that's Dave Letterman. I know most of you guys know. How you doing, Scottish lass?
Do you play golf? Do you?
I can't run very well. I have a tendency to black my eyes. Not a hooker convention. It's a Dolly Parton concert. I guess I should feel hurt, but I don't because I pattern my look after a hooker.
So that was cute. Yeah, a little RIP to Dolly, who, you know, I just keep finding more and more good stuff about and how much of a philanthropist she was. So yeah, Kane, we love Dolly here. Jamie loves her more, but we love Dolly. So I got to read you something. I'm going to read you. The latest on Brian. Convicted serial unaliver Brian Koberger granted chance to withdraw guilty plea in University of Idaho slangs. This from yesterday. Convicted unaliver killer. Serial unaliver, sorry. Hold on, Bubba. Brian Koberger has been granted a chance to withdraw his guilty plea after accusing his lawyers of threatening him with death row horror stories, but he'll have to wait until next summer, I think in June 2027. Koberger, 31, is currently serving 4 consecutive life sentences without parole, but he's been appointed a new attorney. And Idaho Judge Steve Hippler has scheduled a status conference an evidentiary hearing for June 2027. In a handwritten affidavit filed by Koberger himself, the admitted unaliver claims his former legal team misled him and his family about the damning evidence before he copped to the heinous crimes. Koberger alleges that the coercion, disinformation, false promises, and withholding of exculpatory discovery bullied him into entering a bogus guilty plea on July 2nd, 2025, according to a legal petition obtained by the New York Times. In the document, the twisted unaliver writes in a wild, barely legible script that he was previously diagnosed with developmental coordination disorder, among a litany of other psychiatric ailments. He claims his defense team buried exculpatory evidence, specifically pointing to clumps of unknown hair found in Ethan Chapin's hands. Koberger was convicted of the 2022 fatal unalivings of 4 University of Idaho students, Chapin, Madison, Zana, right? And Kaylee. Zana, I think it is. Sorry. In a Moscow home. The plea deal spared him from a potential firing squad execution, but it also denied the families of these people, Goncalves and the Kernodle family, as well as the Chapin family, who opposed the plea deal, the answers that a full trial would have provided. Lawyers also intimidated him with fabricated horror stories of an actual 8x8 death row cell. Koberger claims alleging they convinced him that pleading guilty was his only path to improved prison conditions. I believe this, because nobody wants to do their fucking job. As part of his original plea deal, Koberger waived his right to appeal the sentence. Now he's attempting to bypass that by claiming he was hoodwinked by his counsel and that he deserves a new trial. I guess they're considering that, huh? Koberger, formerly a PhD criminology student at a nearby Washington State University, was repeatedly questioned during his June 2025 plea hearing whether he admitted to the brutal stabbings. He answered yes every time. It doesn't mean that they didn't do what he said. Trouble for $1. Got $1. So we talked about this yesterday. You disagree? Oh, okay. That's okay. Hey, listen, I don't have any problem at all, my friend. I have no problem at all with you disagreeing with me. And I have no problem disagreeing with you, Stasia. There's a lot of people that think that this guy committed that crime. There's a lot of people. I don't. I don't. I don't think he's physically capable of it. I don't think he's, I think he's very rigid in his movements. So, no. And how could he have gotten away without any DNA being left behind? And the one thing of DNA they lose, I don't know about that. And listen, we all know how I feel about the Delphi, Richard Allen. I don't think he's guilty at all. Not guilty at all. Wendy Williams, thank you. Thank you for being my friend. I appreciate you. Thank you for being my friend. We don't argue here. We discuss. A gold chain for Toddy One Skip. Thank you, Scotty Slass. I love it. I love it. Mattis Hatter. Where's my Mattis Hatter? Gotta love Mattis Hatter. All right, trouble for $1. We talked about this yesterday. All right, so breaking. I gotta bring this up. Breaking, Damon Darling, famous comedian, arrested while filming. Remember we talked about this yesterday? Thank you, Wendy. I appreciate you. Okay, so he's filming something here. Watch this. Check this out, guys.
Damon?
So,
Sheriff's office. Yeah. Sheriff's office. Damon Darling?
yeah,
Okay. Sir, we have a tip that he was out here. We got a criminal trespass warrant from Xenia.
This is private property, right?
This is?
are you serious?
This is.
Yeah. Sorry, we're the sheriff's office.
Thank you, Wendy.
So, I guess he was ordered to trespass at Xenia, Walmart. They said you violated it.
Walmart.
Yeah, you got me on film. You kind of incriminate.
I want you guys to hear it. This is fucking Walmart, okay? Why is Walmart screwing with this guy who's trying to help people? I mean, he's not making people steal. He's giving money to Walmart. Walmart, which is supposed to be a store that's for lower income people. Well, now it's for everybody, but at first it was for lower income people like Zayres, like Kmart. Remember those stores? And Walmart. How much money? I don't understand why people are so fucking miserable that they have to do this shit. This isn't, you know what, man? It pisses me off. Like, you can't even be a good person in this world without, or in this country. And I'm going to show you something about that. I don't get political. Watch.
No.
Watch what our dumbass president did.
Springfield, and that was before I got the trespass.
You got an ID or anything on you?
So am I under arrest or what?
Well, let me see your ID real quick.
Here's the sad bit. I want to explain something to you that goes so much deeper than this. If he gets something like this on his record, right? Let's just say that this is something that's on his record. It could stop him from going to other countries to perform. The guy's a comedian. Why? Why would Walmart do such a thing to ruin this guy for just giving money to people? I know that there are things that, and we'll see in a video, where he can be, when people don't know who he is, and I didn't like the way he pushed the alcohol thing, trying to tell somebody that they're an alcoholic. I can understand that. And the guy should be made to apologize to those people. Hey man, I'm filming and it was bad. I'm sorry. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. My apologies. Can I pay you for your time? No. Okay, I'm sorry. I won't put that up there. But he's putting the stuff up there. I don't know if I don't think it's Walmart. You know, maybe Walmart could say, hey, listen, if you get a sense of, or maybe somebody could go and listen, with the money that he's giving to Walmart for these extra things that people are buying because of him, they can have somebody follow him around the store and say, hey, listen, Damon, that's a little too far. Or, Damon, these people aren't cool. I'm sorry. We're doing an experiment here. My apologies. And then buy their shit. I mean, there's so many other ways to do it than for Walmart to do this, because Walmart's going to lose people over this shit. It's not a good look. I want a shirt. I'm with Damon Darling, and I want to wear it to Walmart. I'm serious.
If you don't mind standing up real quick.
Captain Mike, Captain.
Here's this. We'll just really confirm it, see if they even want to.
No, he's still taking the polls. He's still doing polls. And we're
going
gonna do that in our game. We're gonna do a game. It's called Game On. I have it written here. Team Ryan, Team Ken. I'm gonna have clips, and we're gonna do a game. I'm serious. We're gonna have fun with that.
No, it's a warrant.
I can't afford any giveaways right now, but we're still gonna have fun with that. And I had a hard time with giveaways last time too, because people did things at different times and stuff. So that was a bit messed up. We'll figure something out. I promise we'll figure something out.
You already been indicted.
Good, Jamie, because you're gonna help me with it.
Yeah.
For getting banned from.
You ain't got nothing on you, dude.
He's getting arrested. Look at this.
That's all right. That's all right. You don't know. That's all right. You good? You stand there real quick.
I mean, I can just come in private property.
Yeah,
Just real quick. So, how this works? I'll call it in.
I'll call for you, man.
And
you got a warrant. Or
You got a warrant.
I'll call it in. Okay, you can either go see the
Got
judge,
$1. Got a
or
warrant.
you can call your meemaw and she can knock you out for $1, bud. You got $1 on you, bud? Huh?
I'm like, what the hell?
All right, guys. It seems like that was a little joke. Gotcha. I could be an actress. I did see it, and I knew it was a joke. But I thought, but here's the thing. Walmart did kick him out, and that's the truth. And I do want to go in there with a T-shirt that says I'm with Damon Darling. But it was cool that they got him and that I got you guys. So see, we can have fun. Anna Kepner, okay? I'm glad it made you laugh because this one is dark and this one goes on a little bit. So go get beverages, go get a joint. I don't care. Go get whatever it is that you're going to need because this is dark and it's a little bit. You know, I mean, I have some stuff in between to break it up. But those that don't know, Anna Kepner was 18 years old. No, I'm sorry. Anna Kepner was 19, right? I think she was 19. And she was on a family vacation on a cruise ship with her blended family, her dad, biological dad, her stepmom, her children, which was one boy who shared a room with Anna, and Anna's other brother, who was, I think, a full-bred brother, mother and dad, same. And then Anna had half siblings, I think. No. They didn't. Did they? No, those were her two kids because they weren't married for that long. A year. They were married for about a year. So those are her two kids weren't. There were younger children in the same room as Anna's dad and Anna's stepmom. Those were her two kids. Then her oldest son, I guess, shared a room with Anna. He's the one that is he's the one that allegedly did horrible things and unalived her. And then also in that room was her biological brother, full-bred biological brother. But the guy that unalived her was her stepbrother, who was fucking obsessed with her. All right, let's go.
He's the Florida teenager accused of sexually abusing and murdering
His name is Timothy Hutchinson, I think.
His own stepsister on a family cruise. And now, just weeks before Timothy Hudson was supposed to face trial, the case has been thrown a new twist.
Look at how pretty she was. And she had such a beautiful attitude, they said. You know, I mean, they always say that. They speak really highly of people that have passed on. But I know, I have to say alleged, Pixie. I have raised serious... I mean, yeah, but I have to say alleged. He's not convicted yet, and I want to keep my channel.
Issues involving his family. Newly released court records are revealing what is happening behind the scenes and why the long-awaited trial is being delayed. We're on the case presented by...
So the trial is being delayed again. Remember when they let him... He's convicted of this crime. They're in Miami. He gets put in prison, in jail, I think, in Miami. They take him out, or he never gets put in. And the reason why is because it's too far for his family to... Look it up. It's too far for his family to come and visit him. So they let him out. But because everybody gets uproared about it and says, what the fuck are you doing? People, the general public, got him thrown in custody again. So see, we matter. Our voices matter. And this guy has no business being out. First of all, why do you let somebody out in fucking Miami when the Bahamas is 60 miles that way and Cuba's 60 miles that way? What are you doing?
Hi, I'm Chris Stewart.
I like Chris Stewart, guys.
Timothy Hudson was just 16 years old when he committed a horrific crime, according to federal investigators, and he will be tried as an adult for what the FBI says happened aboard a Carnival cruise ship in November of last year. Now, we've covered this case from the very beginning, and the family dynamics of the people that went on this cruise, it's always played a big role in this case, but now it seems family dynamics are having a major impact on when this case can go to trial. The big update that we're following here is that Timothy Hudson's trial has been delayed again.
I haven't heard anything.
It was set to begin on September 8th, but now it's been pushed to November 2nd.
And, you know, the second DNA, listen, she had sex with somebody on the ship. She's a 19-year-old. She hooked up with somebody, you know, and it was consensual. They talked to that guy. Why should he be brought on to anything when there's so many cameras on the boat that they probably saw her after the fact and that she was probably just fine and everything was cool. So I don't blame them don't bring in this guy. He's probably going to be on the stand. You know what I'm saying? But why are we going to ruin this guy's life? Because he liked her. She was a pretty girl.
And the reason for this delay has to do with what a penalty might look like for Timothy Hudson if he is guilty of first-degree murder and aggravated sexual...
Let me say something. Hang on. I don't think he was an adult. I think he was younger. He might have been 17. She might have been 18.
Abuse in the death of his stepsister. Her name was Anna Kepner. She was 18 years old. She was set to graduate high school in Titusville, Florida.
18, okay.
She wanted to join the military. Now, as far as Hudson, her stepbrother, typically, someone would face life in prison on the charges that he is facing. But
yeah, he was
since
16.
Timothy...
I'm talking about not him. I'm talking about there was a young man that she supposedly had sex with on the cruise. You're saying he was 16, Sammy, as well as the stepbrother? And I keep saying this guy with his collar and his short hair shit, you know what I'm saying? He looks like somebody who would knock on your door and give you a little pamphlet about the Latter-day Saints.
Hudson was just 16 years old at the time that Anna Kepner was killed. He has a right to what's called a Miller hearing. The court needs to evaluate whether a juvenile is truly deserving of that harsh a sentence. Now, Hudson's defense seems to be having some issues preparing for that possibility, and it has to do with his and potentially Anna Kepner's family. Now, before I get into that part of the story, and I'll show you what these new documents are telling us, I want to break down some of the details that got us to this point. And you remember the scene outside the federal courthouse in Miami. Here is video of Timothy Hudson arriving at a Miami courthouse for a bond hearing. This was back in May. Hudson was actually allowed to go home after that hearing, but the next month he was taken into custody. Now, initially, he was allowed to live.
Yeah, I mean, like 18, 17, I'm not his parent. I don't know anything about the situation. I don't want to talk on him. And if he was only 17, I think let's leave him alone, right? Let's leave him alone. He probably liked her a little bit, obviously. I mean, I think so. Who knows?
With his uncle, because he was first charged as a juvenile, but then the charges got moved to federal court and everything changed. Hudson's currently detained at a juvenile facility in Citrus County, Florida. There are a lot of layers to this story, especially when you think of the evidence that law enforcement has on Timothy Hudson. And I want to go through some of that evidence. But as we get into it, because there have been so many developments and twists and turns in this case, I want to remind you that you can see all of our previous coverage on this case and see the full documents from investigators on the Law and Crime Plus app. You can find the case of Timothy Hudson. Just head to the case files section. I have a special code that gets you free access for a month, and not just to this case, but it unlocks exclusive access to so many of the high-profile cases that we cover in the world of true crime. Law and Crime Plus can put you right in the evidence room.
I left this on here because, you know, I get stuff, and anybody that wants, I think that there's nothing wrong with me leaving this on, this little ad on here. I almost took it off, but I was like, you know, I get information from this channel. I only subscribe to them. If they get one person that does this, then I feel okay. You know, why not?
Jail calls, interrogation videos, body cam recordings, and court documents
and he threw it in the garbage, and they found it. The stepbrother did.
The biggest cases that are grabbing headlines.
Needs to get his ass walloped. He needs to get his fucking ass walloped.
This is certainly one of them. And it begins back on November 2nd, 2025, when Anna Kepner and her blended family, her dad and her stepmom, who is Timothy Hudson's mom, they got married. They have this blended family, big family celebration, and they board a Carnival cruise ship.
So this is wrong. Okay. All right. So the family, the husband and wife won a cruise at their job. They won a cruise, highest sales, whatever it was. They won this cruise. It might have been even a better suite than the one that they got here, the better cabin. But they asked, hey, listen, we have a family. We'd like to spend some time with our family. Can we pay the difference and invite the family? And that's what happened. Okay. So they couldn't even afford to go. Now, listen, I couldn't afford to go on any of the fucking cruises I went on. That's the truth. My dad paid for those cruises, and I'm grateful for them. But he definitely wouldn't put me in a room with. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't do that. They couldn't afford to do it. What they should have done is they should have gotten this young lady her own room. And don't tell me that they didn't know something was up with the brother and her. Like, they knew what was up with the brother because her ex-boyfriend told the family, hey, we saw your son get on top of her when she was sleeping. So they saw something online. They knew she was uncomfortable. I believe wholeheartedly the whole family knew that. They ignored it. They get to live with this now because she ain't living. She ain't living. And you know what? When they find out that the family knew about it, they need to be held accountable for this as well. I'm really sick of parents getting away with this bullshit. Bullshit. They couldn't afford to go because they couldn't afford to get this young woman her own cabin at such an age with a 16-year-old boy. Like, your hormones tell you that. Boys wake up with a fucking erection. They don't even want to get out of bed. Why would you do that? And these are people that don't care. They don't think, especially when they think that he has something for her. He was obsessed with her. You think that just happened on the cruise? This is just so bad. It's so wrong. It's so wrong.
In Miami.
No reason for this girl to be unalived.
This cruise ship, Anna Kepner shared a cabin with her 13-year-old half-brother and her 16-year-old stepbrother,
Patricia,
Timothy
so
Hudson.
sorry.
Now,
Man,
across the hall was Anna's dad.
Seriously, reach out to me and check your mail. Like, make sure that, please, if I write to you, that it'll get to you. So check your, delete some of your messages. Write to me. Please, write to me, Patricia.
His name is Christopher Kepner. And then you have his wife, Chantel, who is Timothy Hudson's mom. And there were also two female stepsisters.
You're damn right. There's a law. You're not supposed to share a bedroom with somebody of an opposite sex after a certain age. The cruise ship, I bet you, stops this too.
Of Anna with the parents in that other cabin. Now, it seems that this cruise, it went as one would expect for the most part. They sailed to multiple spots in the Caribbean,
the night before, like
Cozumel, Mexico. But then on November 7th, as this cruise was
12.
coming to
I
an
thought
end,
it was 11.
this story became a...
We talked about this. There was another case that we covered, and we talked about that, and people were like, oh, that's not true. And I was like, it is true. It is true. It is true. But where I lived, it was 11, I want to say.
Tragedy. Documents state that crew members went to clean room 8343, and they found Anna Kepner wrapped in a blanket and stuffed under her bed. Quote, it appeared that someone had tried to hide her, according to investigators.
So again, my question is, there's a whole ship out there, mate. There's a whole ship out there, right? Why doesn't he throw the phone in? I mean, there's a whole ocean out there, right? Why doesn't he throw the phone into the ocean? Seriously. Why doesn't he throw the phone into the ocean? I don't think that they had a balcony cabin. I'm not sure that they had a balcony cabin, but still, you could throw that off the boat easy peasy, a phone. If they had a balcony cabin, I mean, I hate to say it, but he should have gotten rid of her so that she wasn't found. Of course she was going to be found. What did he think was going to happen? They were going to confuse who was in the room before? I mean, he did no thinking. Like Mackenzie Shirilla, there was no thinking. These are the kids that are going to become adults. I want you guys to know that. Shit, I'm 63. I don't know how much longer I'm going to be here, but I hope to be out of this country because of all of this anger and shit that's going on. And wait till you see what our commander-in-chief is doing. But I mean, this is just, and then to let him out after all of this, they let him out so that he could be with his family. Seriously, it was us that got him thrown back in there.
And then the boat returned to port, and here is video of Anna's body being taken off of the ship per WSVN TV reporter Sheldon Fox. Now, the FBI boarded the ship the next day, and they interviewed family, and they also watched surveillance video. Agents spoke with Anna's half-brother. That boy is just 13 years old, and he shared the room with Anna Kepner and Timothy Hudson. And after dinner on the night
I thought
that Anna
they were full brother and sister. Okay, but her half brother, I think her dad was married a few times.
That he went back to their room to go to sleep, but when he tried to open the door, T, who
that's Timothy, wouldn't let him in.
We now know as Timothy Hudson, reportedly put his arm out to block the room entrance from opening and did not allow the 13-year-old to enter. And he yelled, quote, allegedly, "Wait, don't come inside." Now, the witness said all the lights to the cabin were on and the doors were open to the bathroom and closet. Hudson,
just reach out to me. Let me know how you're doing if you want to. You don't have to, but I'm here.
Allegedly forced the 13-year-old to wait outside the stateroom. And then, after a period of time, he let him in.
Okay, so here's the funny, because we got more to talk about with that story. So before we get to the funny, he wouldn't let his stepbrother in. You understand? His brother tried to go to bed and he wouldn't let him in. Now, if you're in a cabin, you stuff her under the bed, right? And I mean, you're 16 years old. You got to know that at some point she might smell a little bit. I'm not trying to be rude or anything like that or be disrespectful. He tries to cover her up with life vests. Like these people that have been cleaning your room the whole time you've been on the cruise, they're not going to come and do that again. And you don't think they're going to figure out, what, you're going to blame it on your 13-year-old brother? You're going to blame it on somebody else? Like there's cameras everywhere. Getting into your room, they know which card it is. They might not necessarily know the person using the card, but the camera down the hall is going to show who came walking by. All right, guys, so this is a funny. Hopefully. All right, anybody want a pair? I mean, I think you could buy them. There's a link below. Funny leopard print. Come on, anybody want them? Come on, guys. Look, I think that they're kind of cute. They're cute. Buy one for anybody married here? Get them for your husband. Does your husband have that kind of sense of humor? Look at that. Woo-wee. Look at the tushies there. Aren't they great? They're funny, huh? I think they're hysterical. They are. Look at that. That looks real, doesn't it? It looks real. I think that's a cute little, he's got a little wiggle in his walk. That one's got a little itchy on his tushy. Look at that. That's funny, right? I think it's hysterical. I love it. Back to the case. I thought that was good. I thought that was really good. They need a hairy bum and I'd wear them. Okay. All right. So where did the 13-year-old, they let him in, Stasia. He let him in. He slept, I think, on the bed. He slept on top of where he didn't realize his sister was. Or he slept in the room right next to her. That's the truth. And that's come out. So.
All the lights to the cabin were on and the doors were open to the bathroom and closet. Hudson allegedly forced the 13-year-old to wait outside the stateroom. And then, after a period of time, he let him in. Now, the FBI has laid out a pretty detailed...
It's probably when he hid the body best he could. Maybe he was going to do something more with the body, but he couldn't because his stepbrother came in. Maybe that's the thing that happened.
Timeline of where Hudson allegedly went on the night that Anna Kepner died. So let's go through it. At 7:35 p.m., documents claim Timothy Hudson goes into the stateroom. 3 minutes later, at 7:38, Anna Kepner is seen going into that same stateroom, and it is the last time that she is seen alive. At 7:51 p.m., Anna's 13-year-old half-brother then tries to enter the room, and he leaves quickly after. There's no activity until 10:13 p.m., and that's when the FBI says Timothy Hudson is seen leaving the stateroom alone. Investigators say in the next hour, there's also a good amount of movement in and out of that stateroom. Quote, upon opening the cabin door at 10:13 p.m., T, who is Timothy Hudson, is seen looking left and right down the hallway, appearing to check if there is anyone in the hallway. And then he walks outside of cabin 8343. This is the only time in which Hudson does that action when exiting the cabin door. Documents then show Hudson going in and out of the cabin 2 more times between 10:12 and 10:49. Then at 10:53, he puts a privacy sign on the door.
Yeah, I agree. I agree 1,000,000% here. I agree, Auntie. I agree.
He then goes back to the cabin just after 11 that night. But he wasn't done. Investigators say shortly later at 11:21, the 13-year-old half-brother goes into the cabin.
You know, so he violated her. I don't know that his intention was to unalive her. I think she was fighting for her life, and he just didn't see it. Again, like Mackenzie Shirley, he didn't see it. He didn't think it through. I think what happened was because he was so obsessed with her that he knew that she had X with somebody else, and that pissed him off. And I think rage took over. That's what I think.
And he told the FBI that he didn't see his sister. He leaves the cabin a couple minutes later at 11:23. Hudson allegedly goes in and out of the cabin at 11:44. Then just after midnight at 12:09, the 13-year-old is not allowed in the room. He then goes in.
You know, you got to wonder at 12 a.m. I mean, the 13-year-old, I know it's a cruise ship, but where's the parents? Like, is he by himself? Because he shouldn't be doing that either on a cruise ship. I'm sorry, but you know what I mean?
To the room, and it's alleged that he sleeps without knowing his sister's body is beneath the bed. Hudson's allegedly told family members that he doesn't remember what happened the night that Anna died. But you have to wonder, when you look at that timeline, the movements that seem suspicious around the time that investigators believe she died, those could have a major impact on his.
It's rough, man, because this girl went on a fucking cruise and had to share a cabin with an idiot, a fucking unaliver that was obsessed with her. And the parents were probably just fucking having a great time, right?
He allegedly did with Anna's cell phone, which we'll talk about in just a moment. The next morning, after
look at
Anna's body was found, documents show that at 11:27 in the morning, Timothy Hudson is seen walking by the stateroom where there was commotion of crew trying to figure out what happened. And
because people found her. And he's walking by the room and he doesn't even pay attention. That's the room he's been in. Like anybody, they see it on camera. Anybody walking by a room you were in, I mean, you're going to look, especially, yo, man, that's my room. You want your stuff to make sure your stuff's there. You know what I'm saying? If there's somebody there, you might care. He knows there's somebody there, but it's too late to care.
According to
no, it ain't. She's going to get justice.
Documents, quote, he makes no effort to look and see what is happening inside, even though so many people are still inside the cabin with the door open. He looks straight ahead and walks away. Now, let's talk about this cell phone, because I think this is huge. Like so many 18-year-olds, Anna Kepner was on her phone a lot. She was very active on TikTok. She loved documenting her life.
I agree, Jamie.
But when her body was found,
she was going to be gone.
Investigators say that phone was missing. The FBI says they found her phone in the lost and found. A crew member had found it in a trash bin. It appeared to be damaged and smashed. Surveillance video showed Hudson allegedly leaving the cabin at 9:26 in the morning, the day after Anna Kepner was killed, and then he returns at 9:48 in the morning. And he leaves the cabin again at 9:50.
That's where he takes the
garbage. That he has something in his hand, according to court records. Authorities follow him on camera, and they see that at 9:52 in the morning, Hudson puts his hand in the same trash bin where Kepner's phone is later found. The FBI traced Kepner's phone and found it moving on the same route that Hudson allegedly took to that trash bin, meaning there is digital evidence that he allegedly dumped that phone. Documents then go into detail about how authorities...
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. He already knew. That's
discovered
right,
that Kepner had been allegedly sexually assaulted. And that part of these documents, they're just too graphic to talk about here.
If I got to spend time with him, I don't want to go.
The medical examiner did conduct a rape kit on Anna Kepner, and a swab allegedly came back as a hit, on Timothy Hudson's DNA.
Yeah, so they did an RAPE kit on her, and it came back positive for him.
According to investigators, but there was also a hit to someone authorities are calling minor witness 2, a boy who lives out of state who is said to have had intercourse with Anna on the cruise. Now, it's unclear what the circumstances are surrounding that individual and whether it could raise doubt as to what happened. Now, the video shows only Hudson.
I don't know what the hell. I don't think he was thinking. You know what I'm saying? I don't think the guy was thinking.
The half-brother and Kepner going in and out of the room the night that she died, and the half-brother has been ruled out as a DNA contributor, according to law enforcement. The medical examiner says that Timothy Hudson allegedly sexually assaulted Anna before she died.
Yeah, so remember that, because I don't want to hear things about the 13-year-old. No. No DNA, no.
Now, if all of this is true, Timothy Hudson committed the kind of crime that, frankly, only a monster could be.
In their own cabin, don't you understand, Aunt Edna? They were in their own cabin, but I think their cabin was across the hall. Not that that matters. They shouldn't have been in a cabin together, obviously.
Capable of. But again, he's only 16 years old at the time all of this happened, which gets us to these new developments and the efforts of his defense to limit potentially what Timothy Hudson's punishment could be. I don't know what the hell he
was thinking with. I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
If he's found guilty.
All right, guys. How about a baseball funny? Ready? I don't know. Is that what they think of when they RAPE? Or is it possession or control? I mean, I don't know.
We are told that.
So, guys, check this out. They're trying to strip this pitcher because he's a good pitcher. Seriously. He's ready to get naked on the field because they think he's doing something to the ball because he's such a good pitcher. Watch this.
Max has already been checked twice.
He's been checked twice.
Tonight before this, after the first inning, he was checked again after the third inning. And then Carlos Torres seemed upset when Max just took his ball cap off and dropped it on the ground.
After the third inning, so 2 checks. He thinks he's out of the woods. But then, in the 4th inning, he starts touching his hat.
So look, he's messing around. He
starts touching his hat. He starts touching his hat.
Touching his cap.
Licks his fingers.
He's licking his fingers like any other pitcher I've ever seen.
Anything to get Max off his game, but honestly, I think he's only going to fire him up more.
Maybe something in his hair. Want to get him off because he's a good pitcher. Watch this.
Struck him out on a fastball up in it. Max walking off. Not sure if he's gazing at the umpire or all the way over to the Phillies dugout. Look over the other way. Girardi.
So stupid.
He's hot. He's daring Max to come on.
What do you mean? What do you mean? No, come.
Over and get into
Come
it.
here.
Now Max says, look, hey,
man, what do you want? What do you want? He's got saying, man, what? I'll come out there. All right, I'll come out there. I'll drop my draw.
Look at me, my hands, my ball cap.
What do you want? So, guys, they didn't find anything on the guy. He's just a really good pitcher, I think. That's what I think. Anyway, I thought that was pretty funny because, like, that only made him look good, in my opinion. Back to the case. Anna?
In a motion that was filed on August 24th, Timothy's defense attorney says that they need more time to prepare for the possibility of him receiving a life sentence with what is called a Miller hearing. So this is from the new documents that we have. Quote, preparation for a Miller hearing often resembles the type of mitigation investigation involved in a capital prosecution. Unfortunately, however, defense counsel do not have the type of access to certain family members that would facilitate their investigation. Now, it's unclear through these documents which family members attorneys have not been able to speak with, but we do know through interviews that Christopher Kepner, who's Anna's dad, has given, that he and
how do you stay, like, I don't understand. Could you stay married to somebody who did that? I mean, like, because imagine the family now. How does that happen? How do you stay married to somebody that unalived your, you gave birth to somebody that unalived your kid,
Chantel, his wife, Anna's stepmom, and Timothy Hudson's biological mother have not spoken to Timothy Hudson since his arrest. So at this point, Hudson's trial is set for November 2nd, and it's slated to be a 2-week trial that will take place in federal court in Miami. And there are a couple other interesting dates that I do want to note before I get to Dave Ehrenberg, criminal defense attorney and former state attorney for Palm Beach County in Florida, who's going to talk about what all of this
Florida again
really means in a legal sense. But October 27th is a calendar call, which could be the final hearing before a November 2nd trial date, if that actually happens. But an interesting one here as well, October 23rd, because that is a deadline that has been set for tendering any guilty pleas in this case. Joining us now is criminal
Look at this.
defense attorney and the former state attorney for Palm Beach County, Florida, Dave Ehrenberg. Always good to have you here on Law and Crime, Dave. Let's start first with this Miller hearing. And it's interesting they're talking about a potential punishment for Timothy Hudson even before this case goes.
I don't know if they have adjoining rooms on cruises. I haven't been in one. But it doesn't matter. Like, they should have just gotten her another room. You know what I mean? Or they should have. There were other people on the cruise. Like, I think there were grandparents on the cruise too. So, you know, I don't know. She deserved her freedom at such a young age because she was 18. And not to be sharing a room and a shower and getting into her pajamas with that idiot fucking person that couldn't control himself in the room. Like, she had to get out of the shower, be in the shower.
To trial. Why is that?
Good to be back with you, Chris. Well, there was a landmark U.S. Supreme Court decision back in 2012 called Miller versus Alabama. So this is the case that held that mandatory life sentences without parole for juvenile offenders violates the 8th.
Yeah, so I think he's in the red shirt, I guess. So these are the two. This was the people that went on the cruise, the immediate family, and then her parents, I think, went on the cruise as well, the grandparents. Do you see that? So the two kids, the two young kids in the arms, those are her children. And then the boy to the right with the maroon shirt or burgundy shirt, whatever you want to call it. That's hers. And then the boy with the Nirvana shirt is Anna's half-brother by the dad, not the stepmom.
Amendment to the Constitution ban on cruel and unusual punishment. So when a juvenile is charged as an adult in federal court and facing a potential life sentence like here, the court can't automatically impose life without parole. Before a judge can hand out that penalty, they have to have what's called an individualized Miller sentencing hearing to evaluate things like their family and their home environment, you know, whether it was trauma, abuse, neglect, also how immature or mature the youth is, and just the capability for rehabilitation. These are some of the factors that they use, and that's
covering some news here. J-Step, how you doing?
The defense lawyers want to get their ducks in a row early on, because if they never get access to the family, and then they can't really describe the.
You know, I think it's bullshit. You know, he unalived somebody. It's such a. I don't understand what the big rigmarole it is. We're not talking about that case, J-Step. I'm talking about the Anna Kepner case.
Home environment. They want to prepare so that they don't create a delay after he's found guilty to then start anew with an investigation to try to avoid a life sentence.
Exactly, right?
Yeah, because even with, and I don't know what the punishment is going to be, but let's just say in the Miller hearing, like the door opens for him to not serve a life sentence in federal prison.
I appreciate
Still,
it. Hey,
I think
Opus.
17 now. You know, clearly, I don't know if like 6 years is going to happen in this case, but I mean, when you see a juvenile charged as an adult, and I know this is a federal case, but even in local courtrooms across the country, like what typically
girl went on a cruise and comes back in a bag.
Is the sentencing for someone who is still very young, and there is the possibility that he'll never live another day outside of custody.
Well,
good. I'm glad he's there, though. Took him long enough for him to get
defense lawyers
incarcerated.
are going to bring up all this evidence of mitigation. They're going to say this kid was raised in a bad environment. He had lots of trauma. You remember in the Parkland massacre, you had this devil child who was allowed to.
Yeah. So, okay. So are they going to, as long as they consider penalizing the parents here, I'm fine with this shit.
Avoid the death penalty because they said that his mother smoked in the womb when he was a fetus. I mean, that was one of the things they said. They also brought up trauma. And so when you have a young person who's going to be dressed as like a child, maybe they'll give him the big sweater and oversized glasses like they did with the Parkland killer.
I think that's fucking ridiculous. Come on.
They even tried that with the Menendez brothers. You know, they're going to soften his look and make him look like a child. And the jury is going to be seated there, like right near him the whole time. And, you know, I can see where perhaps a couple jurors will feel sympathy for him. And
thank you. Guys, please hit the like button.
Maybe find reasonable doubt or jury nullification to avoid a lengthy prison sentence. But in the end, the evidence is what it is.
Yeah, that's him right there.
And looks like, although in a case like this, in a normal juvenile case, they will get out. It's rare they'll get life without parole.
Yeah, so did my parents. I mean, so did my mom too, my old brother.
Parole, but this is not.
Well, how is he now, J-Step?
Did he outgrow an incredibly tragic case. We'll see what happens next. November 2nd at this point, trial date.
This is a 16-year-old that unalived, you know what I'm saying? That unalived somebody, you know, and RAPED'd her as well. So, I mean, did your brother end up, hopefully not some sort of serial KILLER? Hopefully he grew out of it and hopefully he apologized to you. Guys, the Royals. And I had to take the music down, so I got to do my improv here. All right, so here she is. There she is. Princess Kate. Princess Kate. Gotta love her. Gotta love her. She always holds herself well until a microphone falls down. And she starts laughing. That's okay. Look at her. She's good. She's got it together. And then she's on her hands and knees. Princess Kate. She's every bit the tomboy, right? She is a lady, but she was into sports and everything too, right? Which is great for the kids. I hope she's doing well. You know, I know that she had a bout with cancer, right? I hope that she's doing now. Look at this. Can we get Haas and Nutjob back? They're supposed to spend half the year here, I thought, or at least the holidays or something. I don't know. Look at she's so good. Look, and she's so patient with people. She reminds me of Diana a lot. Look at her, look. We like her. Look, this reminds me of when Princess Diana was running with that relay race, right? For Harry at Harry's school. All right. So here we go. I think we're done with the Anna Kepner case for what we have. You guys can check it out more. I think what it does is it just goes into like the technical stuff that needs to be proven in the case about certain things. So you can go check that out. All right, Meghan Markle is so jealous of her. I know. I like Princess Catherine a lot too. I love seeing royalty being real people. Me as well. Okay, so, all right. Is this an effing joke?
So this is Lake Ontario in Canada.
In Canada. He says it with such disdain. Canada. I like Canada.
And in the United States. But we're going to make a little change. We're going to call it something different than Lake.
We're going to call it something different. Yeah, instead of Lake Ontario. It's been around for, I don't know, hundreds of years before the United States and Canada. I mean, actually, Ontario is named after the lake. Yeah.
Ontario. We're going to call it Lake America.
Lake America. That's how clever I am. I'm so clever.
And
nobody's as clever as me.
All it takes is a good pen and some intelligence.
That's all it takes is a good Mount Blanc and some intelligence. And for those that are poor, just get a Bic.
So Lake Ontario.
Make sure you don't get the Bic that lights up. You want the Bic that writes.
That's gone. Lake.
Does he know how to spell America? Anybody know how to spell America?
America.
John A., did you know about this? Did you not know about this? Guys, this is not something I'm making up. As a matter of fact, there's a few more clips because the fucking Associated Press put it out too. So at first I thought, is it a joke?
So now we have.
Let me tell you, let me show you what I could write. Let me just show you what I could write here. Guys, I didn't need help. I know how to spell America.
A lake. And now.
I just don't know how to separate the two words. Is it going to be one word, Lake America, or is it going to be Lake America? I'll let you guys decide.
We have a Gulf because we have the.
Oh, but we're supposed to call it now. We're supposed to call it now that. That's what we call it now. Okay.
Gulf of America. Now we have Lake America without the of. Thank you very much, everybody. Enjoy.
I'm an idiot. Thank you so much.
Lake America.
Enjoy the lake. Enjoy Lake America. Do you over there think he's a big numpty as we do? We think he's a bigger one. Thank you for that. Okay. Am I watching an SNL skit?
I guess the purpose.
This is a different newscast, guys. This is a different newscast. You're absolutely right, Laura. I'm surprised he didn't use crayons either.
Of this more than anything else is we're going to be changing the name of Lake Ontario, effective immediately.
Effective immediately. I will take your head off if you call it Lake Ontario again. As a matter of fact, the next person that mentions the word Ontario, off with your head.
Lake America. That's going to take place right now as I sign the order. Do you have anything to say about it, Ben?
Yes, sir. So this is a straightforward
Not a problem,
but important
Patricia.
executive order. It directs Secretary Burgum
And look, we got this skit. We got this skit guy here. This guy who gets to go home to whatever he's going home to and say how proud he is of this bullshit.
Department of the Interior to update the Geographic Names Information Service. To
Any maps
reflect that
coming out
Lake
now will
Ontario-
not say any maps, any globes, anything like that. I think if you were to look online, maybe you might not even see Lake Ontario on an American map. You might see Lake America. So the question again is it Lake America or is it Lake America? Is this unbelievable or what?
Known as Lake Ontario will, from this day forward, be known as Lake America. This is a lake that has most of its volume in the United States. The deepest parts of the lake sit in United States territory, so this will reflect that this is an American lake.
Thank you. Okay.
He's so dangerous with a Sharpie, isn't it? He couldn't spell America, I don't think. I believe it. I believe it. Look at how long it takes for him to sign his name. I'm a little concerned.
Okay. Thank you very much. And we filed all the necessary papers, documents, everything else. We notified all of the various people that we have to notify.
We got in touch with Ghostbusters. We told them. We just told everybody. We've let everybody know this is the way it's going to be.
Fine. So we've done everything that you have to do. And this is official, effective immediately.
What? Toddy One Skip says, what the fuck?
We're going to be changing the name of Lake Ontario.
Guys, this is the Associated Press. This is not a fucking joke. This is the Associated Press, guys. So I grabbed this from 3 newscasts because I'm thinking, no, this shit's AI. This is AI. No, this is our president. Yep, we might not want to call him that, but he is a fucking idiot, and he is the president of the United States, and he is terrible, terrible, terrible. He wants to take over Greenland. Everything. He can't run this country, and he wants to grab more countries. Let's just take them. Now we're going to take over lakes. So, Canada, if you are doing anything to preserve Lake Ontario, stop. Stop. This guy is unbelievable.
Effective immediately to Lake America.
It directs Secretary Burgum and the Department of the Interior to update the Geographic Names Information Service to reflect that the lake once known as Lake Ontario will, from this day forward, be known as Lake America. This is a lake that has most of its volume in the United States. The deepest parts of the lake sit in United States territory, so this will reflect that this is an American lake.
What message?
All this guy keeps doing is this renaming shit. He renames shit, but actually does nothing. Nothing. No, I don't think there's any alligators up that way, gutter snipe. But who knows? He might throw something in the middle of Greenland. Who the fuck is this guy to do that? I mean, we can't take care of our own country. I mean, come on, we need help. Not this guy.
Sending to Canada with this move today.
No message. As you know, Canada's been ripping us off for a long time on trade.
Yeah. Are you a businessman? You ripping people off? Is Canada? Are we ripping people off? How do we work in the Trade Department? Aren't we all trying to make a little bit of money here? What's the deal with you not letting other countries make money? You want to make it all. I'm not okay with that. That's not getting along with this world. That's not what that is. You're a fucking bully with a bunch of hot air.
Sadly, the lake
no cock
change, Lake of America, was something I've been thinking about for a long.
I've been thinking about it for a long time, all of 10 minutes, guys. And it seemed pretty good. I went from one side of the brain to the other side of the brain. Took a whole 10 minutes. I'm all right with it.
Times, you know, we accept.
That was a good imitation. You got to give me that one, guys. You got to give me that one.
They called the Gulf of Mexico. We changed it, and now it's very routinely the Gulf of America.
Yeah, he's got to look and see what it is. He was looking. It's called the Gulf of America. Never heard of it called the Gulf of America. It's the Gulf of fucking Mexico. That's what it is. And you're an idiot.
So if you think about it, we have a Gulf and we have a lake. Now,
we have a Gulf. We have a lake.
Now all we need is an ocean.
And the ocean is a Gulf.
So maybe we'll have to change the name of the Atlantic and or the Pacific.
So we'll go ahead and we'll just start naming everything. Trump Tower, Trump this, Trump that, America this, America that, because we're so great.
Maybe we'll change them both.
He is a joke. He is a joke. He is such a joke that if that's all it takes, we can call him Bozo. Bozo the clown. That's what we can call him. Hello, Bozo, because you're the biggest clown. If that's all it takes, that's what we got for him. Bozo the clown. Guys, the Micah Miller case, it's real quick. We probably have maybe 20 more minutes. If you guys will give me that, that'd be great. We got the Micah Miller case here. Those that don't know about Micah Miller, she was the pastor's wife, and supposedly she unalived herself. But people believe that that did not happen. People believe that she was unalived because of the pastor, and maybe due to the pastor, and maybe by the pastor, or at least somebody hired by the pastor. This case went it went quiet, and I thought, oh, this guy isn't even going to be held accountable, but he is.
Micah and John Paul met at Solid Rock.
They look like the ultimate couple. This is what I want my marriage to look like.
Thank you, not my
On April
monkeys.
27th,
Thank
2024,
you.
Micah
Thank
Miller
you. I
died from a
appreciate it.
self-inflicted gunshot wound. Her death at 30 years old coming after a tumultuous marriage to John Paul Miller, a South Carolina pastor, 15 years her
There's a few people I put on that boat.
senior, and who's now charged with cyberstalking and making false statements to federal investigators. In court
He lied. Liar, liar, pants on fire.
docs obtained by Oxygen.com, John Paul has pleaded not guilty to both charges, which stem from allegations that before Micah's death, he was tracking her car with surveillance devices, calling her excessively, and sharing nude images online without her consent.
When she's saying she has such a way of you feeling close to God.
911, what's your emergency?
Listen, I don't mind accusations, but please don't put stuff up here unless you've got proof of it, okay?
I just want my family to know where to find me.
Now Netflix is breaking down Micah's story across a 3-part docuseries titled Death of the Pastor's Wife.
She needed a restraining order. Is it going to
Jamie, check that account out for me.
shut him down? Is it going to make him worse? Is it going to ramp it up?
Walk away. Do you want to go to jail?
Micah was being stalked
I agree with you 100%.
24/7. For her to drive an hour and a half into the middle of
Guys,
nowhere.
I want you to know, those that know about this case or don't know about this case, I think Hulu has the information on this. Okay, Hulu has a whole show on Micah Miller and everything, so has a whole show on the documentary about her. I think it's called The Pastor's Wife.
Makes absolute zero sense.
I think justice for Micah at this point just looks like the truth.
Authorities asserted Micah's death has never shown signs of foul play, with the Robeson County Sheriff's Office sharing images from the day Micah took her own life, which don't show John Paul, whom investigators also discovered did have an alibi. John Paul's trial for cyberstalking.
So they say that he had an alibi, but he was stalking her.
And lying to authorities is set to begin in October.
So, guys, that's something I really want you to go check out the documentary. It's called Pastor's Wife. So here's some feel good. I know you guys, Toddy, you've gotten all sports on me. No, this came up and I thought, wow, this is a feel good. This is a feel good. Yeah, it happened, I want to say, a couple years ago, if I remember. All right, guys, so look at this. This is a really good throw right to the face of somebody who probably pissed him off. Boom, hit ya. Oops. He does. Oh, now this one, right. He doesn't mean this. This he doesn't mean. Whoa, knocks him over. And he doesn't even pay attention. Now, this guy, he has a little bit of class, so check him out. Now, again, this is feel good. You'll see why. Oh, man, I am so sorry. Let me give you a hug. Oh, so nice. Let me jump over here because I don't want to deal with those people. Wait. Let me jump over here. Oh, I want to help this guy. There you go. I'm going to help this guy push. I'm a famous football player, but man, I want to help that man push. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. He comes over and says, hey, Miami Dolphins. See the Dolphin shirt? Miami Dolphins. That's the name. I want to tell you something, seriously. That I ain't singing out of my ass. That's our Dolphin song. We are the Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins. Yes, we are. 1, 2, 3, 4. Something like that. I don't remember it anymore. But look. The football player, he gives away a football to that gentleman. I told you, it's about feeling good. Look at this guy's going to give this young kid some hot cocoa. Hot cocoa. Okay, Pixie Sparkle. Have a good one. Take care. You have a great day, too. Look, having a famous football player go ahead and bring you some hot cocoa. Tell me that's not feel good. Look. Guy saying hello. Oh, okay, man. Oh, man. Look, it made his day. Look at the day. Just stepping back and making somebody feel like they matter. That's all that took. Watch this. Look at this little kid. Little kid is trying to say hello to people. This guy comes all the way back and gives him his glove. Look at the kid. Look at the look on that kid's face. So thrilled, so happy, right? Look, man, he's so happy. This guy gets done playing and he sees this person might need a little bit of help. So he says, man, let me help you out here. Let me help you out here. This is feel good, except for that. That's not a feel good, very good. But yeah. So Lindsay Clancy, real quick. This is going to be real quick. Just 2 little segments here of Lindsay Clancy and what went on.
Has captivated people all over the world is inching closer to an end. The Massachusetts mother pleaded not guilty to first and second degree murder by reason of mental illness or defect. Her defense attorney claims she was over-medicated and suffering from postpartum psychosis when she killed her 3 children and attempted to take her own life in 2023. But prosecutors allege that she planned the killings and faked a suicide attempt. I'm Chanel Collins.
So you see, that's what's going on. So, and I think she should be found not guilty by reason of insanity, and she needs a lot of help.
Plymouth, Massachusetts, and here are some of the biggest takeaways from the trial. Patrick Clancy, Lindsay's ex-husband, was the first witness to take the stand for the prosecution.
I watched one of you guys was nice enough to send me like some sort of analysis on his behavior on stand and stuff. And from what I saw, it seemed like he was somebody that was demonstrating loss, not guilt, but loss. So that's what I saw. Somebody sent that to me. Okay, Jameson, let me know when the verdict comes through. Yeah, she's paralyzed from the waist down, Stella.
January of 2023, did Lindsay ever tell you that she wanted to harm your children?
He testified about her mental health struggles and said, quote, she had one of the best days in the hours before the killings.
See, so those people that are sitting there saying, why did he leave her alone? I mean, like, I just don't think that that's what we could say, you know? I mean, I just don't think that that's what we could say. You know, there's people, my grandmother passed, right? So my mom stayed and stayed and stayed. And my brother at the hospital, my brother said, man, let's go, you know, we'll go get something to eat and we'll come back. And my grandmother died when my mom went to go get something to eat. She stayed the whole time. And that was when she left. So did my grandmother say, I don't want to die in front of my daughter and put my daughter through that? Let her go. I mean, there's more to everything, guys. And I hope he didn't do that. You know, it's hard for us to believe that a loving mother one day can turn around and do that because it makes no sense and it scares us. We shouldn't blame Patrick for that. That's all I'm saying.
To Lindsay when you found her in that state?
Yeah, I said, what happened?
And what was her response?
She said, I tried to kill myself.
Did you ask her anything else?
I said, where are the kids?
And what was her response?
She said, they're in the basement.
And at that
I could believe a hung jury would be possible too.
time, she didn't tell you that they needed help or they were in danger or they were injured, correct?
Correct.
There's only 3 ways this could go, right? This could either go guilty by reason of insanity, not guilty, or guilty. That's it.
First responders who arrived at the Clancy home that night described what they witnessed.
What did you see?
Exactly.
One of the police officers
Yeah, exactly.
was carrying a child.
Duxbury police officer Stephen Hall said he got to the scene first.
Could you hear what he was saying? Do you recall him?
I agree, but Janae, you and I we're gonna have to disagree on that. I think Jamie feels the same way. Well, actually, no, you feel like she did this intentionally. She's trying to get away with it. Jamie feels like Patrick did it, and she doesn't even realize that Patrick did it, and there's psychosis going on there. And I think she just had psychosis in postpartum. And it was a horrible, horrible tragedy. That's what I think. But I could agree because look at in this little chat of 60-something people. You know what I mean?
Saying, I can't wake them up, I can't get them up.
Yes.
And what did you see when you got to that back room?
80-something people.
Just past the door on the left side, there was a body of a young child.
During the trial, excerpts from Lindsay Clancy's diary were read aloud for the jury. Prosecutors using it to frame her as a woman who is self-aware.
I feel like I'm drowning every day.
The defense
Well, let
claiming
me ask
Clancy.
you, how is she benefiting from it? Like, how is she benefiting from it? What's keeping her mouth shut? He's out there married with a new kid. She's either facing prison or a hospital, and she's paralyzed. So I don't know how you figure that one, my friend. I mean, how do you figure that one, Janae?
Was failed by the system.
I have no appetite. I don't know what's wrong with me. I want help. I want to be well.
Clancy held her face in her hands as diary-style entries she'd written on her phone were read aloud.
I'm sad and depressed because I'm not able to parent my third child.
What's the point of her getting paid? She can't spend it. I mean, so she's getting paid. She can only get so much if she goes to jail, and what? She's paralyzed. I just no. No, I ain't buying that. That I'm not. I disagree with you, Janae. I think very highly of you, but I disagree with you on that one.
My first.
The entries detailed her struggle with sleeping,
cool.
her mental health, and her hesitations about the treatment she was receiving.
I'm on the fence about starting a new med or not. I want to feel happy, but it would be nice to feel authentically happy and not fake.
On the 10th day of the trial, Lindsay Clancy's psychiatrist, Dr.
I think that the brain is something that's very unique, and I think that one person's psychosis might be different than somebody else's. I don't think that's a fair statement. But it's your statement, and I respect it. I don't agree with it, but that's okay. There's a lot of people, I think, that agree with you. I don't.
Jennifer Tufts testified that Clancy, in her opinion, didn't exhibit signs of psychosis or mania, but the defense pushed back on some of those claims.
Did you ask her if she was hearing any voices or seeing any visual hallucinations?
I think that there's people that can compartmentalize. And I think that even under psychosis, there might be some sort of default that still compartmentalizes. We don't know the layers of the brain and how it all works, especially when people are medicated.
I'm not sure if I asked that in that appointment, but she was very clearly not psychotic.
And why do you say that?
Because of how I described some of
I'm
the
sorry about that.
signs of psychosis that are on the mental status.
I'm so sorry to hear that, Wendy. I'm so sorry to hear that. I'm so sorry to hear that. Can you reach out to me privately, please, Wendy?
Exam, none of those were present.
But she told you that she was worried about suicidal ideation and having suicidal thoughts, right?
Well, this was the time she said she was worried that she was close to having suicide.
I hear you, but she has to. How do you tell somebody they're crazy when they're crazy? How do you make somebody rationalize something when they see things a certain way?
Thoughts.
So did you ask her what does that mean? Does that mean she's standing at the edge of the stairs and she's thinking about falling down the stairs, or what? What does that mean? Close to suicidal ideation?
So I asked about that, and that's when she said she described it further as using the word hopeless.
At several points during this trial, Lindsay Clancy's emotions
reverberated
in the courtroom, sobbing as a medical examiner discussed the injuries her three children, Cora, Dawson, and Callan, sustained before they died.
Yes, this is 1,000%, 1,000% true that our healthcare system, mental health and physical healthcare system, needs a complete overhaul.
This around her neck.
The emotional moment.
Maybe we can call that Trump healthcare because it's all shitty.
Consuming the courtroom.
What about
Clancy was wheeled out as jurors were seen crying, prompting the judge to call for 2 breaks. After the prosecution rested, Lindsay Clancy's defense called members of her own family to the stand. Paula Musgrove, Clancy's mother, said her daughter expressed concerns about the medication she was taking and feared hurting her children.
Do you recall the time that you were in the kitchen with Lindsay and Patrick and she made a statement about her
I see him, not my monkeys. I think so too.
state of mind to her husband, Pat, and you were there?
Yes.
I know it's difficult. Just tell us what you remember.
I agree, Scottish.
I remember her being very nervous. I remember her saying, I just have to tell you guys something. And then she told us.
What did she tell you?
She told us that she had thoughts of harming the children.
Ellison Osga, Lindsay Clancy's sister, also testified about Clancy's state before the killings.
I do remember her saying at one point at the beginning of December, something along the lines that I'm in a really tough
That's
spot.
interesting, animals.
And knowing what she had shared with me previously about how her mental health had been struggling, I had this gut feeling that something was off and that she was really struggling, and I asked her if she was safe.
When clinical and forensic psychologist Dr. Paul Zeisel took the stand, he testified that after the killings when he met with Clancy, she said she, quote, heard a male voice ordering
This is where Jamie comes in and says it was Patrick's voice.
Her to kill her children. Zeisel testified under oath that he does not believe Clancy was faking her symptoms.
My opinion is that she did have indeed a mental disease or defect. That's a legal construct, not a DSM-5 one.
Jojo
but she had
Fashocho,
bipolar
how you
disorder
doing?
with postpartum psychoses. In addition, she was unable to conform her behaviors to the rule of law, and she had no appreciation for the wrongfulness of her act.
The testimony, which differs from what prosecution expert witnesses told jurors, highlights the key question for this jury.
I heard she went through the window head first. That's what I thought. I don't know. I shouldn't, but I heard them talk about that, so I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
What was Lindsay Clancy's state of mind at the time of the killings? During the rebuttal stage, the defense called for a mistrial after testimony referenced Lindsay Clancy's faith twice.
In the course of
Yeah, and I gotta tell you, I think that we're causing our own fucked up health in the brain because of the stuff that we consume, that they allow us to eat, that we take in. And some of the medications that are prescribed.
each child, she said, "Go to God, baby, go to God."
Then he said on the stand,
She was raised as a Catholic. As I understand Catholic considerations, that's not necessarily what happens. But when I asked her about that, when I said, "Isn't suicide a mortal sin?"
Yeah, can I see counsel over here?
This was...
Yeah, they every time they bring up religion, they do that. So, yeah. Jojo, I don't agree, but that's fine. You're cool.
The second time Catholicism was mentioned and struck from testimony. Judge William Sullivan quickly rejected the defense's motion.
I'm not going to declare a mistrial at this time.
Now, the judge did not declare a mistrial, but he did tell the
There's
jury...
evidence of a second unregistered phone. I have proof of that. I'm using unregistered phone right now. Remember, I told you guys that my phone yesterday or the day before. So now I'm using that phone all the time because I'm using it as a tool. When I'm recording something on my phone or on the phone with my phone, I'm using that other phone. It doesn't mean anything. I mean, I could show you I got two phones right here. You know, I don't want to put them too close together, but you see what I'm saying? Like there's two phones right here. So I don't know what that means. I don't want to be held accountable because I have two phones. What are you supposed to do with it? The one I'm going to use for, you know, capturing videos and stuff.
To disregard that testimony about religion. Both sides have delivered their closing arguments, and then attention will be on the jury box as the world awaits a verdict in the Lindsay Clancy murder trial.
This young lady is not guilty of the killing of her children because she was suffering from a disease and defect, as His Honor instructed you. And they're not going to be able to prove otherwise. And it's their burden, not ours.
She left them, discarded on the basement floor, like broken toys, because she was done playing the game. You know to a moral certainty, she is guilty.
Now it's up to the jury as the world awaits a verdict in the Lindsay Clancy murder trial. For CBS News, I'm Chanel Call.
I also use it to copy videos. I mean, to record videos. You know, like sometimes I'll be recording a lot, you know, one thing on one phone, another thing on the other phone, you know, so I could do that. Okay, guys, this is kind of, this is a little funny. I don't use it for other email shit. No, I don't do that. I got enough to worry about with my shit and enough accusations, so no. Okay, check this out, guys.
Hey, it's just me. I just wanted to call and let you know that I'm gonna be just a little bit later coming home tonight.
Well, of course not. She unalived her kid. She's not of good, healthy mind. No, I wouldn't. Whether she was guilty or not, would you? I mean, seriously. Whether she was guilty or not, would you? If she didn't lose her mind and went through that psychosis, she would never watch anybody's kids, in my opinion. I don't think anybody could see past that. It doesn't mean that she did it with the intention of getting money and unaliving her three children. I don't believe it, but it's fine that you guys do.
There's this, I kind of want to go get my hair done, and I know I usually go to the same place every single time.
These things are expensive, these phones. They're mad expensive. Why wouldn't we use them? I just never thought to go ahead until I didn't have the one to use the other day.
But I wanted to try this new.
It doesn't even have like a like I can't use it outside or anything. I think it's just I can only use it for internet and here.
Salon. It's like a little bit further out, like into the city. So I heard that the girl there that works there, like she's really good at doing like you know where you get like the dye job, kind of like an ombre effect.
Okay.
So I'm thinking of going to her.
Didn't Gypsy just kind of get one of those things done with her wig or something, or her whatchamacallit, her extensions?
It's just a little salon, like more out in the city. The girl who is known for like being really good at this, her name's Claire. So I just want to
see a girl named Claire.
So his girlfriend's Claire.
Yeah,
salon.
Yeah, because she's.
Well, why don't you just go to your usual girl?
Because I want to try something different. I'm tired of like always getting the same kind of haircut, same color.
You said it's Claire Salon?
Well, the salon's not called Claire's. I can't really remember what it's called, but
you know what? I think my mom was telling me she's not too good.
Your mom went there?
About, yeah, a little 2 months ago, I think. I'm pretty sure that's who it was. She said, yeah, don't go there. Not worth the money. No, yeah, you know, your hair is fine anyway. I love it how it is. So,
yeah, but
come on.
I like just, you know how sometimes like if you just get a haircut, you just feel fresh, you just feel good about yourself.
I get that, but that's why I just go to your usual girl's awesome. I don't know, like come back home, and I'll pay for it. I'll treat you tonight.
Oh God.
Hey.
So you saw this guy, he realized, uh-oh. So this is really quick. It's just sum it all up.
Today was
Lawyer
the closing
Lee, okay?
Arguments in the Lindsay Clancy case. And what was remarkable about them was how different they were from the opening statements. The Commonwealth's case has changed dramatically since opening statements. A surprising number of issues have dropped out or become unimportant over the course of the trial. The Commonwealth finally showed up with a mostly cohesive theory, but it is not the same case that they set out to prove because they significantly overpromised in the opening statements compared to the evidence we have actually seen.
She's talking about the prosecution, not the defense.
At trial. That meant their closing argument, which could have been very dramatic, instead had to be the calm, rational discussion of the evidence that the opening statement probably should have been. They finally pulled back from arguments and focused on what was actually critical for the jury to decide. It was well done, and afterward, Lindsay's own attorney told the media that Assistant District Attorney Jennifer Sprague did a good job and marshaled her facts. Defense attorney Reddington had an entirely different job. He doesn't have the burden of proof, so his goal is to sow doubt in whatever way works. And it might be different for different jurors. Obviously, the defense would like for all 12 jurors to find Lindsay not guilty. But if they can't get that,
I
they
love
would like to
meatloaf.
persuade
Cold meatloaf sandwich with mustard is one of my favorite sandwiches.
at least one juror not to convict. That would prevent a guilty verdict. So the defense closing naturally roamed across multiple topics. It was less organized, but it was effective. Oddly, it was more emotional than the prosecution closing, but that was
depends on
because
who's making it. It's ground beef usually, but I mean, people can make like a chicken meatloaf or a turkey meatloaf. Yeah, you can make all
the
different
prosecution needed to recover some ground they lost by being unable to deliver everything they promised in opening statement. Hi, y'all. I'm Lawyer Lee. Please hit the like button as we dive into what happened today at the closing arguments. 1 month ago, when the prosecution made its opening statement, we thought we understood what their case was going to be about. But the most remarkable thing about the closing arguments we heard today is how much their case has changed. It looks very different. When we started out, the prosecution theory seemed to be that Lindsay Clancy did not have a severe mental disease or defect. She was just controlling and unhappy. She took the action she did selfishly in order to clear the way to do what she wanted to do, which apparently
So this is, I guess, what some of you guys are thinking, right? What
was
Lawyer Lee
not
is
be a mother.
saying.
But because the prosecution promised so much in its opening statement, it left itself open for some easy attacks from Lindsay's defense attorney when he made his closing argument.
Remember the government's opening when they told you she wasn't suffering from the psychosis. She was a woman that didn't want to live her life anymore. wasn't happy being a mother, didn't want to live that life. And then she could run off into the sunset, I guess.
He was right. The idea that Lindsay did not have any mental disease or defect, or at least not a serious one, that instead she was just tired of being a mom to 3 little children, did not make sense. Over the course of the trial, we saw numerous witnesses talk about what a great mother she was and how committed she was to her children. We also heard from many witnesses, including the Commonwealth's own experts, about her mental health struggles.
And we are arguing it in the chat.
And her attempts to get help. And so to address that point, the Commonwealth acknowledged in the first sentences of its closing argument some facts that they probably should have admitted at the very beginning of the case.
There's no dispute.
And meatloaf recipes. Hang on, Bubble Boy.
Was suffering from mental illness. All of the evidence that you've heard, even the experts that the Commonwealth put before you, say that she was suffering from mental illness. That's not the issue in this trial.
And there were other issues that ultimately seemed to drop by the wayside or just to become unimportant. For example, there was an early suggestion that maybe Lindsay Clancy was a heavy drinker.
I never heard her say anything about hating her child. I don't think that. I never heard that.
Kept drinking, huh?
Worcestershire
That was a big
sauce.
deal, wasn't it? Remember that?
As defense attorney Reddington pointed out, ultimately there did not really seem to be any evidence that supported that. We also spent substantial time with the parties talking about the window. Had the shingles been tested outside the window? You may remember, I kept saying, I don't understand why this is important. And by closing argument, even the prosecutor was saying,
I believe that too.
So what?
Whatever you think that evidence shows from the shingles and everything you've seen, whatever happened, she goes and she's on the ground.
To me, that was the most remarkable part of listening to the closing arguments. After weeks of fighting over some of these issues and puzzling over why they matter, it turns out many of them did not matter. The case is now much smaller and much more focused than it was when the parties set out on this journey. At long last, though, everyone was focused on the real legal issue. Given Lindsay's undisputed mental illness, could the Commonwealth nevertheless prove beyond a reasonable doubt that she was criminally responsible for what happened? At the beginning of the case, it seemed that the prosecution was suggesting that Lindsay Clancy did not have a mental disease or defect, as Massachusetts law would define that.
And some of the people in the comment in this chat section here too. For those people coming in later, the replay crew, happy weekend. Thank you for being here.
But in closing argument, the prosecution acknowledged that she did and focused on what it meant legally.
Okay, guys, it's a date that real quick. So that's it on Lindsay Clancy that we have today. Nick Reiner, and this just came up. I wanted to share this with you. Hey, Drone, how you doing, Drone? It's good to see you. Tie-Dye Gammy, how are you? How is everybody? Again, people that are coming in late, we're almost done, but I wanted to say thank you and to everybody that's here and to the replay crew coming up and to people that are making meatloaf, which is some of my fave. Guys, this is Jake Reiner, the oldest Reiner son. And this was very interesting. Yeah, please hit the like button and subscribe if you
December
would. Doesn't
14th,
cost
it's a date
anything.
that likely is insignificant for most people, but for
Be a
Jake
member.
Reiner, the tragedy of what happened that day will impact him for the rest of his life.
It's the day his parents, Rob and Michelle Reiner, were murdered, and the start of what has been a nightmare. But hope is starting to shine through.
We're almost done, guys. I promise.
Sat down with Jake and is here now to share his story. Mark?
Mark and Michelle, good evening. It remains an incredibly complicated time for Jake Reiner. Despite that, he sat down with me for more than an hour, and we talked about everything, but that doesn't mean that
Guys,
he could
I didn't
answer
hear
everything.
the whole interview.
All of this.
I didn't hear the whole interview, but I'm going to get on that site and listen to it.
His younger brother, Nick, sits behind bars.
My parents had unconditional love for all three of us.
To Jake Reiner, his parents, Rob and Michelle, made famous through Hollywood, were just mom and dad, the center of his life. In an instant.
You know, I broke down when he died, and I didn't understand why it affected me so much. But as a writer, it did. It did, because he told so many great stories, and even through direction, and he was a good guy. You know, he was a good guy. But when he died, the president didn't say shit about him.
They were gone.
Shocking and heartbreaking news.
The big questions tonight, who would do this and why?
It's been 8 months, and you've written that it's a living nightmare.
Thanks, Jamie.
It is.
This is Jake's first sit-down interview.
I got to be honest. I mean, it's been 8 months. It feels like 8 years at the same time, and it also feels like 8 minutes because every moment that I wake up, I'm reminded of
so
my
bad for
reality,
this
and
guy.
you're living through that every single day.
The day of the murders,
How do you
Jake
get
was
past
halfway
that
across
shit?
town at Union Station for a celebration of life for a friend who had recently passed away. It was Jake's younger sister who made the discovery.
Romy called me.
She'll never get that fucking out of her head. She'll never get that vision out of her head. Never.
And I screened it. You know, I'll call her back. And then she called immediately again.
He was at a funeral.
And I knew at that point that something was wrong. Romy told me our dad was dead, and then she said, I can't find Mom. And I immediately went into shock. I need to get out of this train station, and I need to get to my parents' house.
Within that night, LAPD was looking for
Have a good
Nick
one,
Reiner,
Edna.
Jake's brother, as the prime suspect.
Did you expect that? Did you know? Was that a surprise?
Wow. Poor guy. Fucking A. Poor guy.
I feel like that's something I don't really want to answer.
I don't blame you, Jake.
Right now.
And he can't. I don't think he can actually answer that in all fairness because there's a trial. So I don't think he wants to give his brother ammunition, and I don't think he wants to give the prosecution ammunition.
You have described that after what happened, it was losing more than half of your family.
Mhm.
That includes Nick.
Yeah. I mean, he's in jail, so. You know, it's like I physically lost my parents, and then Nick was arrested, and it's like now it's just me and Romy.
Yep.
Jake and Romy.
Yes, true.
We're thrilled to have you
So
back
this
here
was
at
great, guys. Those that I didn't know about this is very cool. Watch
Blue
this.
Heaven on Earth.
I know
the
I'm gonna
mound
cry.
is yours.
Just earlier this month, resilience. Jake and Romy making their first public appearance at a place that meant so much to their father.
One of the great pleasures I have is walking into Dodger Stadium. It's like I feel at peace.
He had season tickets for the Dodgers, and we would go anywhere from 3 to 4 games a week, and it was just the greatest time with him.
And so, there they...
I agree. His brother does have mental illness. Hey, Jojo, be good. Thank you for coming. I saw that somebody wrote, well, he has mental illness too. Yes, there's a lot of mental illness in this country, Stella. Absolutely. We know this, right? In other countries as well. There's just mental illness. There's a difference between, I think, what he did and what Lindsay Clancy did. There doesn't seem to be any remorse in this guy. That woman broke down horribly in pain. There's no benefit there. There was no drug use there. No intention of drug use. She kept screaming for help. This guy fucking shut the door on help. You see, there's difference.
They were for a ceremonial first pitch.
I think for her, it was kind of interesting for both of us because
I
I
think,
was
yeah.
proud of her for doing
But I also don't think he could speak on his brother because of that.
and
Because of the trial coming
she
up.
felt like she wanted to be there for me too.
For Jake, a strike. And the point above. He says he's not sure if his parents were watching.
It was an emotional thing that we did, and it's something that I don't know if I really could take in the moment because everything happened kind of fast, but I was really happy that we got to do that.
Jake, still adjusting to reality day by day, is working to keep his parents' legacy alive. It's brought us here to the Children's Institute in Watts, an organization with a mission to help some 30,000 kids and families each year with early childhood education and other supportive programs.
So this is something that Rob Reiner did. Again, the president said something shitty about him when he died. I don't have a problem with the president recognizing Dolly Parton. I have a problem with the president not recognizing other people that made a difference as well. That's my problem. He shouldn't be the one that fucking decides that.
Jake's aunt, his mom's sister, Martine Singer, is the president and CEO here. Rob and Michelle were major supporters.
What did this place mean to them?
I feel like this place felt like an extension of the work that they truly cared about.
Jake's dad even served as MC for an annual gala.
This feels like home for me because this was the thing that I cared about most.
This November will be the first gala in years without Rob or Michelle present.
My dad always admitted that my mom was the person who was...
Me too, meathead.
...the aggressive type in making sure that my dad was out front with these issues. Now, he cared about these issues more than anything, but she was kind of the engine that pushed him out there to speak out for what was right.
I'm really happy to be here.
This year, Jake will be there in their place. What'll that be like?
It's going to be hard. I think everything that we've done so far without them has been hard and weird,
took place,
but I do feel responsible for making sure people know them and they remember them.
December 14th will be 1 year since his parents' deaths.
I'll never understand. I don't care how it's explained to me. I don't care what facts come out. I will never understand why this happened.
Which brings us back to Nick.
For me, it manifests into anger. It manifests into rage, into how unfair this was, how I didn't get a say in what happened. I didn't get to stop it from happening. I had no choice in the matter, and I just have to accept the reality of it. And to me, that is just one of the most infuriating parts of all of this.
It was no secret, even publicly, Nick struggles with addiction and mental health.
You have a disease, Charlie. We all do.
Nick partnered with his dad on a 2015 film, Being Charlie, loosely based on his own life.
I wasn't really that shy about including some of the bad stuff I did.
Nick wrote it, Rob directed. It was an example of his parents' tireless efforts.
It forced me to have to see more clearly and understand more deeply what Nick had gone through.
I can tell you they never stopped wanting to help him. They never stopped helping him. And I think that that project was a way for my dad to try and connect with him.
Was it ever a fear, a reality that something like this could ever happen? That he was capable?
Yeah, I don't think I want to answer that one.
Have you spoken?
I think he'll answer it after the trial. Unfortunately, I think the answer is going to be yes. What do you guys think? You think that they were afraid? That they thought maybe he would lose it?
Spoken to Nick?
No.
Wait.
The last thing they said, they asked him, just in case I stepped over it, was he asked him, do you talk with Nick? And he said no.
No selling fees on Vinted? Yep, sell what you don't use.
Why is that on there? Okay.
Knowing he's certainly not alone.
The worst kind of grief is your own, because you're the one living through it. And so just because I lost my parents in the way that I did doesn't mean that, you know, you losing a loved one in some other way is not also devastating. It's not, you can't compare it because it's what you're going through. And there are a lot of people out there that are living through that. And I think for the first time in my life, I see them.
So sad. So sad. So sad. Sophie's Corner, guys. And then we end it with Sophie's Corner.
Everyone's like, what is going on with the refs? And I'm like, I don't know. And you finding me $500 is not going to do.
This is the kind of pushback Caitlin Clark's fans had been begging to see from her teammates. And in Sophie Cunningham, they got far more than they expected. Because Sophie wasn't just Caitlin's enforcer. She became every fan's loudest voice. And Kathy,
you go. I'll be your Sophie Cunningham, Jameson.
Engelbert's biggest headache. Let me explain. As the 2025 season progressed, you could see Sophie's tolerance for the league's nonsense drop to zero. Every hard foul on Caitlin, every cheap shot the refs ignored, every fine the league threw at her, none of it silenced Sophie. She doubled down. On the referees, on the media, on her old teammates, even on the league itself. Nobody was off limits. And here's the part that should terrify the WNBA. This is only the beginning. This video breaks down Sophie's evolution from Caitlin's enforcer to the WNBA's worst nightmare.
Be your enforcer, Jameson.
With every moment getting more.
I'll be your enforcer, John A.
Fearless and
Grace.
Satisfying. But first,
I'll be your enforcer, guy.
Like this video and drop your favorite Sophie moment in the comments.
Just the competitor that I am. I'm fierce, I'm sassy. I stick up for my teammates, stick up for myself. And so sometimes I think that's okay to be feisty and to be yourself.
What Sophie said.
Scottish Last, we have a Sophie's Corner every time we do the news, and we also do a Royals bit.
There, it turned out to be an understatement. When she joined the Fever, fans were hyped.
You give me fever.
Because this team desperately needed what she promised, feistiness. A deterrent to the non-stop.
Okay, well, I don't like pumpkin, but anybody that likes pumpkin, we got 4 thumbs up here. I don't know how many thumbs are on your fingers, Virginia, but we love ya.
Cheap shots aimed at Caitlin Clark. But Sophie brought more than just fire. She brought something fans noticed right away. Authentic loyalty to Caitlin.
I mean, you know, she has changed our game in the best possible way in every
Yes,
way.
Caitlin brought in the money.
And in the WNBA, that was rare. After a season where the media downplayed Caitlin's impact, the refs refused to give her a fair whistle, and even Nike dragged its feet on promotion. It was refreshing to finally hear a player tell the truth. Caitlin Clark is the face of the WNBA. She's transforming it. And that honesty made Sophie public enemy number 1. It didn't take long before other players started testing her. And in the preseason...
And Sophie says, I got a black belt in one of those Asian sports. I think it's jiu-jitsu or something like that. I kick ass.
We got our first glimpse of Savage Sophie. Against the Mystics, rookie Kiki Iriafen took her down. And Sophie? She stood right up and basically said, don't you ever try that again.
Look, you go down into the trees,
Don't you
things
try that
happen.
again.
And Kiki
I will get up
Iriafen
and
right
kick
there.
your ass.
They had an extra little...
Here's the thing. They all have really long hair. They all have really long hair.
Dove, and she's just like, what I do? Well, you kind of go up, and then Sophie Cunningham pops right up and has a lot to say.
Yes,
That
she
preseason
does.
moment
Yes,
was just an
she
appetizer.
does.
A teaser for what was coming the rest of the season.
All right, guys. I thank you guys so much. As always, you guys rock. You guys rock. Rock. I appreciate you. I'm going to be putting up some more Ryan Anderson stuff and some more serious stuff on the other channels as well. So please check out The Argument with Toddy One Skip. Everybody has a story to tell with Toddy One Skip. And thank you for joining me today on the news and other stuff with Toddy One Skip, and checking out my videos on here too. Guys, I appreciate you so, so much. Have a great day. And for those that are struggling seriously, whether it be by the floods that are happening, or whether it be by violence, or whether it be by stuff in your home, or whatever had here, God bless and stay strong. And I pray that everything works out. All right, guys, I'll see you on the next one. Be great. Be great, guys. Thank you.